All right, and we're back here as Diego Hernandez, the big left tackle at 6'2", 255 pounds. He's going to go off, and they're going to have to do some line shuffling here for the Warriors here as they face 2nd and 9. Banacion, the lone setback here. 4 receivers for Kapaa. Lahainaluna fans on their feet here, trying to rally that defense. 15 seconds here on the play clock, and Davis is going to survey the field and take his time. It would be Banacion. And Banacion has a very quick first step as he crosses into the 47-yard line. It will be 3rd and 4.
I tell you what, man, his first burst is so fast that you really have to be keen on him the whole play to make sure you know where he is. He's that quick.
And Kapaa wastes no time. They go right to the line here with 17 seconds left on the play clock. Davis here surveys and sees only 3 down linemen. Ooh, I thought they got the Luna defensive lineman a jump. No call. We're at 3 seconds on the play clock. And Kapaa will call their second timeout.
Timeout. Kapaa, their second.
So with 8:33 left here, we'll take a break here from Malo Stadium. We'll be right back.
We have a media timeout.
The business is tough. So many people want a piece of you. When we were down, First Hawaiian Bank helped to get us back up. We are friends. Friends. And now we're starting a foundation. And if I can teach them younger artists and further their career, then I think that's what I should do. We are friends, everybody's friends. Friends.
Getting in shape just got easier with the new and improved Kaiser Permanente Fit Rewards. Exclusive to our members, Fit Rewards is expanding to any fitness center statewide in 2019. Simply join Kaiser Permanente and hit the gym of your choice 45 times, and you could earn a $200 reward or a free gym membership. From yoga studios to boot camps, chances are you qualify. Learn more at kp.org/fitrewards today.
Join the referee team. The HHSAA is looking for officials in all sports. Go to refereeclinic.com/HHSAA for details. The next football training runs from February to April 2019. Good fun, exercise, community service, and pay.
And we're back into live action here as Kapaa, coming out of the timeout, faces 3rd down and 4. 8:33 left here. An important play here for Lahainaluna's defense as Banacion crosses midfield. He gets a tough yardage, and the drive continues here for the Warriors.
Number 21, Rhino Banacion.
This is a halfback draw.
On the tackle for Lahainaluna, number 21.
The first down there for the Kapaa Warriors.
Casco.
Banacion pretty much did a nice job of
6
just
yards.
sprinting through the hole there for the first down.
Penalty flag as Banacion runs over
Penalty
another
marker
tackler.
on the field.
Bryson Ricard had to bring him down, but a flag is thrown on the Lahainaluna sideline, or came from that sideline, right at the line of scrimmage. It should be coming back. Although Kapaa is signaling that is on the Lunas instead. And Robert Victor taking that extra time here. This is a championship game. You know, he's conferring with the Kapaa coaches on what they want to do with this penalty. Do they take the penalty and keep the down, or just get the yards gained?
Substitution infraction on the defense. That penalty is declined. Results of the play, 2nd down.
So it's going to be 2nd and 3. Instead of 1st and 5, Chaz, they decide to go 2nd and 3. Let's check it out.
Yeah, this is a smart call here from the Warriors, even though it's 2 more yards.
2nd and 3 for Kapaa.
That just keeps you in system and moving forward here.
Well, they're definitely in system, that's for sure, Chaz, as they go again with 4 receivers, trips to the bottom of the screen. Banacion, the lone setback, and it's going to be now here. The time is now as he gets past Lahainaluna defender onto the 36-yard line of the Lunas.
I tell you what, Ryan, I don't know what you had this morning for breakfast, but I tell you what, you are on a roll here in this first half. Just like on that run there you see Ryan, on the roll.
I did have some rolls, actually, to go with that turkey. Turkey's not good after day 3, I believe, if you don't freeze it. Talking about freezing, Kapaa looking for the freeze play here. Long count again from Davis. It's going to be now. Now here, and again, we have seen Kapaa ball carriers getting away from the first tackler for Lahainaluna. That's something we are not used to seeing here from the Luna defense.
I think that also goes into package of what they're doing defensively here. I think they respect the passing game of Kapaa so much that they're pretty much just only rushing 3. And let's see if they do it here. Yep, they're rushing 3 again.
Yep. Lahainaluna is showing up with a light box here, only 5 in the box. This should be an automatic run here. And it's going to be Baba now here. No, play action. Has Paktalingan here inside the 10, has a block. And they root him out of bounds. At the 5, first and goal, Kapaa. Kapaa's play action game has been on point.
And I tell you what, it goes back to a setup again. Bataglian did a nice job. You're going to see here on the replay, he was past the second line of defense. So the first line is a defensive line. Second line is the linebackers. He was past that on the second line, was wide open over the middle.
And it's going to be Davis. Davis calls his own number. Davis 5, gets it to the end zone. Touchdown, Kapaa. Whoa, the mighty have fallen here so far in the first half. Kahanu Davis.
I tell you what, Ryan, I'm looking over in the coach's press box there for the Kapaa Awards, and they are just full of excitement, and they are just so happy and proud right now, and there's no reason why they shouldn't be here up 19-7 here over the reigning 2-time defending champs in the Lahainalunas.
Well, I don't know what Kapaa had for breakfast, but
maybe roast.
Yeah.
Encroachment, defense, half the distance. The kick will be from the 1.5.
We have rarely seen Lahainaluna on the back foot here as we have so far. Still a lot of ball game left. 6:55 left in the first half. Lagunes Raposo. This one goes to the uprights, and Kapaa 20. Lahainaluna 7. And we'll go right into the break as you see this
Media
touchdown
timeout
by Kahanu Davis. We'll be right back.
Ruby Tuesday Hawaii starts with you. Through breakfast, lunch, dinner, and catering, we satisfy your cravings. Locally owned and operated, we pride ourselves in serving local flavors with your favorite comfort foods.
This month, order the Garden Bar and add a selected lunch for only $2 more or dinner for only $5 more.
Inspired by you, we bring Ohana beyond our kitchen and into your community with great experiences and everlasting relationships. Only at Ruby Tuesday Hawaii.
And we're right back here as you see a lot of the Kapaa fans taking shade in the blue section here. As these afternoon games in the D2 title games usually starting at around this time. Obviously they read the memo and they've took shade here. There are around 100 or 150, or we'll call it around 100 Kapaa fans that are in the orange section, taking in all that heat there.
I tell you what, besides the heat and the sun, pretty much Kapaa has been on fire so far here in the first half, already in the sun. Right now, pretty much the entire field, as you saw earlier, Lahainaluna is pretty much in the shade. So they're going to be pretty well maintained moving forward. Just got to make sure that they're staying hydrated down there because it is hot.
Yeah, that's right. And you remember if you saw last year's game, Konawaina wore almost identical jerseys, all white jerseys, green numbers, black outline. But this time, Kapaa is the team out in front here. And it's going to be a one hop here to Ricard. No, it's Kamale Wilson here. Wilson finds the smallest of creases and goes up the near sideline and gives Lahainaluna a much-needed boost. Ball will be spotted at the 39-yard line of the Lunas.
I tell you what, I was going to say pretty much the ball is bouncing Kapaa's way. That ball just didn't seem like it wanted to go out of bounds. And got to give credit to Kamale Watson for making positive yardage or good starting field position here for the Lunas. That could have been a lot worse back deep in their own territory, but able to get it out to the 39.
It is something of note that Lahainaluna stymied on their last two offensive possessions here. There was that fumble on first down on the missed exchange, and again another fumble. It's Irish here, falling the ball, forced to fall on the ball way back at the 21-yard line. A loss of 18.
Yeah, if it rains, it pours there. That's just a bad handle that time from Nainoa Irish. The snap was a little high, but it just slipped right through his hands. Very unfortunate on first down there for the Lahainaluna.
Yep, it's Hokipa Sakalia, the center here, but he's been the center for the whole year. This is not a changed offensive line here for the Lunas. It's Irish here and finds Gilcoat, and that ball is overcooked out of bounds. It would now be third and forever here.
And this is where you're going to start to see character and what your team is really made of. Right now, things are not falling the way it needs to go here for Lahainaluna. Just mishandles, just plays that you don't normally see from them. But this is where you face adversity, and the game is still early. But we're going to see what this Lahainaluna team is all about here moving forward.
You may have to go all the way back to 2005 against Kapaa, the last time they have trailed by double digits. This is how good this team is.
Encroachment, 55 in the neutral zone. 5-yard penalty, third down.
So Joshua Baltazar there crossing the line, giving Lahainaluna some extra breathing room, but it's still third and 23. We've seen Lahainaluna's ability to throw the ball long over the past few seasons. But let's see if the Warriors dial up some pressure. Instead, they're going to go with the ground game. It's Tihara. Tihara's chopped down there by Fonua. And that is Kesomi Fonua's second tackle of the ball game, the 5'10 senior.
I mean, this is the way you teach how to tackle. You're going to see Fonua, he doesn't go up high. He goes down below the knees and tackling that time Tihara down there for the loss. Or sorry, Watson, excuse me, was the runner.
So it's going to be Etuati Store, the punter. Again, no Pablo Rico here today. Out with a left knee injury. He came into the stadium in street clothes. Store here, and a penalty flag here. Here's a call from Robert Victor.
Snap infraction on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Still fourth down.
Jazz, it gets worse here for Lahainaluna.
You know, it's just coming down to communication and execution moving forward here for Lahainaluna. And like you said, I mean, they're a very disciplined team. And it's just very odd to see them coming up with all these mistakes early here in the first half.
Well, here's Store. It's a high kick that went off the side of his foot. And this will give Kapaa excellent field position as the side judge is still walking downfield. And they're going to spot it on the Luna 36-yard line. Kapaa leading 20-7.
That was a 16-yard punt there, Ryan.
Definitely not Store's best attempt here. 5:01 left, and Kapaa, they could be thinking about adding an extra hammer here if they can get another touchdown. Kahanu Davis, the 5'11 junior, coming into this ball game only a 50% thrower. Throws 2 touchdowns and ran in for another. And it's going to be Davis. Davis here is tripped up into the backfield. Good job there by the senior Elijah Oliveira Kalalau.
Yeah, Oliveira Kalalau did a nice job of reading Davis there. And that's what you're looking for there on the read option. He didn't clear and continued to go right. He stayed home in Oliveira Kalalau.
Now this will make it 2nd and 13 here as we're entering the 4.5-minute mark here in the first half. Is Davis here. It's only a 3-man rush. And Banacian is dropped. They may give him a half a yard there as a good job there on the breakdown there by Lahainaluna.
That was Naino Kulukala Saz there on the tackle, the open field tackle there on 2nd down.
Now 3rd and 13, and Kapaa still without a huddle. Lahainaluna here showing 4 men at the line. Davis here barking out signals. Trying to draw the defense off sides. Instead, they're going to go with the safe route with Banacian. Banacian running out of room. And this time, the red wave there does a really good job in cornering the Kapaa running back here, and it's going to be 4th and long.
I tell you what, this is a win here for Lahainaluna. I mean, things haven't been going their way. I mean, just look back at the past plays. Penalties, muff punt, missed snap. And to hold the Kapaa Warriors here on a 3 and out in good field position in Lahainaluna's own territory, that is a definite win there for the Lahainalunas, and now being able to get the ball back with 3:10 left.
Well, right now you're seeing one of the best kickers in the state here attempting a 55-yard field goal.
Social media, get ready.
That's right. 2 seconds, 1 second, and they postured as they're going to kick a long
3rd and
field
final
goal.
timeout.
But Kapaa will use their final timeout here of half one here with 2:55 left. 4th down and 12, and there's certainly a buzz going on through the stadium as they're trying to go from 55. I don't think they're going to do that as they come out of the timeout.
And either they made the decision too late to go for the field goal. That's pretty much why they called the timeout, to make sure that they don't lose any yards here. But, yeah, it's going to be a decision call here from the Kapaa Warriors staff, and it looks like they're going to keep him out there.
Yep, same unit here. They have Pactolingan is the holder. Now, for Lagunas Raposo, his longest 48 this season. He has kicked 5 field goals over the length of 40. Now, easily he could just go for a punt here. Kamale Watson is actually lining up at the goal line just in case. And this kick, I don't think it has enough legs. It does! 55-yard field goal! That breaks Jet Toner's record at 50 yards in the state championship game against Mililani a few years back.
And I know you felt it, because I definitely felt it. That ball was like it was moving in slow motion. Like the stadium was at a pause, and it was very quiet. But wow, what an impressive kick, impressive leg there from none other than Chison Lagunas Raposo, 55 yards. Holy.
Yep. Easily the longest kick of the year. However, it does not break the state record. That was Conahuina's Harry Hill, a 58-yard attempt or 58-yard field goal made last year against KL. All things considered, I don't know if Lahainaluna dodged one just giving up 3 points, or that's a win for Kapaa because they end up getting -2 yards on that drive, but still got points out of it.
I think it's all about momentum here. Kapaa, I think, has the momentum on their side. Definitely a win for them. Now up 23-7 here in the first half.
2:48 left here in the half, and Lagunas Raposo again kicks it over the head of Watson for the touchback. And again, we will start from the 20-yard line for Lahainaluna. Chaz, just to put things in perspective, Lahainaluna gave up a total of 30 points the whole year in the first half. 17 in the first quarter, 13 in the second quarter coming into today's game. Already Kapaa puts up 23.
And that just shows you kind of the keys of the game we talked about earlier about Kapaa's defense, right? You said coming in, Kapaa giving up 9 points a game here so far, and they've held to that standard here in the first half, only giving Lahainaluna a touchdown.
Lahainaluna came into this game averaging under 4 points a contest given up by the defense, and another penalty.
That came from the back judge and the Kapaa sideline judge there.
Substitution infraction, defense, 12 men on the field, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
It's a few times both teams have been caught for substitution infractions.
And you know what, that has a key factor in, because both of these teams, a lot of guys play both sides of the ball. So that's where the communication comes into play.
That's a good point. As they're going to go with Irish. Irish is bottled up. He does not get far. And good job by Raiden Kurisu. He was first on the scene for Kapaa.
And this is where, as a coach, you look at your play calls, and you look at the time. We have 2 timeouts left. This is where you're trying to measure up how many yards and what kind of plays you need to get down and get a score.
Certainly, if you give Kapaa another opportunity to score, you could put your team in big-time peril here, even before entering the halftime lockers. Irish here, one hops it. Brooklyn, the intended receiver, and clearly the momentum on Kapaa's side. Clearly, you see a Lahainaluna team frazzled here as of this moment.
Yeah, you know, and I think that goes to in defense of just what Kapaa has been able to do this entire first half. Just talk about responding. But then again, you got to look at Lahainaluna and say, hey, it's not done yet. You know, we still have another half to go, and we still have 2 minutes here to get a score here. So they got to kind of pick up that mentality and pick up that mental part of the aspect of the game.
Well, it's 3rd down and 3 here. And another penalty flag. Clock went to 0.
Delay a game, offense number 4, 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
All kinds of problems now here. A delay game on 3rd and 3, now making it 3rd and 8.
And it's just these types of things that you doesn't help your status here moving forward. Just left and right. Lahainaluna trying to stand up stable here, unable to.
3rd and 8 here. Irish trying to throw the fade for Casco, and maybe a little bit too much tossing there by Jai Alapai. Alapai certainly had great position as the ball was going out of bounds.
Yeah, Casco was the intended receiver on the near side, as he was actually in front of Alapai.
Interference, defense number 21, 15 yards from the previous spot, results of the foul, first down.
There's no 21 for Kapaa. I'm sure he meant it was on number 1 in white, who was defending 21 in red. Nevertheless, Lahainaluna's drive continues here as we enter 2 minutes and 3 seconds to be exact. Lahaina looking to get a score here before halftime. And Kapaa now getting a little too overzealous. Seiji Kihara Ragasa.
Defense number 45, 5-yard penalty, first down.
The edge rusher there, a little too much there, but I know Irish once in a while, he can make the defense jump. He has great cadence. As now they're going to go here from the Wildcat. It's Ezekielu Store, number 4 here at quarterback. And it's going to be Casco, but Casco is wrapped up by Alapai. Right before midfield, but enough for the first down. Clock should stop here. Clock, I don't know why the clock is still winding. Now it stops at 1:52.
Yeah, this was a nice throw here, and Store did a nice job of staying in the pocket and delivering a nice throw to the right side there for the first down.
Store remains in the ball game. Ezekielu Store. He has received the most snaps outside of Irish this season. Store goes for the pump fake. Has Alapai with the interception. Intended pass was for Sa Chisholm. But Alapai, who was flagged for interference on the couple plays ago, does very well on this play.
I tell you what, Storr, I think, pump faked both of his receivers that time. As actually one of them fell down, that was Dudwat, on the second route underneath. But what a great job by Alapai to put himself in a position to come down with the interception. And you know, great defensive play there to get Kapaa back to football.
Now with 1 minute 36 seconds, let's see what Kapaa does. They may be trying to seize the moment here. Ball at the 15, and it's going to be Banasian. Banasian to the 20, gets around 5.
I tell you what, I'm curious to see this replay here because I think Balisan hurdled over a defender there. He hopped over. And so let's take a look back, as that was a pickup of 6 yards, or just a little hop there in over. But nonetheless, great athleticism there from Balisan.
It's 2nd and 5. Remember, Kapaa has 0 timeouts here in the first half. And they are more than happy here to take this 16-point lead into the locker room. Lahainaluna has 2 on their side, but they're not showing that they're going to stop it. Instead, it's Banasian. Banasian has a block again. And he is brought down at around the 30. That's enough for the first down. 49 seconds left.
And now it's going to be interesting as we have a penalty in the middle of the play. If Kapaa is going to be looking to get into field goal.
Offense number 50. 5-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
Well, this certainly doesn't help my second point that I was talking about. But to see if they're going to try and do something here offensively to try and get into field goal range again. But, again, you got to think they don't have any timeouts left.
That's a good point. Facing a 2nd and 10 here. 49 seconds. And again, it's going to be left side Banasian. Banasian here. Great block down the field there by Micah Tabora. And it is spotted at the 30. And let's see if they give the first down signal.
Timeout. Lahaina. Oh.
Nope.
Correction, no timeout. First down.
Yep. 35 seconds left here. And Kapaa now has to get back into the huddle, and they're going to wind clock here. Again, Kapaa has no timeouts. The time did stop as the chains moved. 30 seconds and underneath here. Lahaina again will have 4 on the front line. 20 seconds left here. They do need to snap this one more time as they're now under 7 seconds on the play clock. And it's going to be Banasian. Banasian here in the open field. 40. He has 1 man to beat. Banasian inside the 30. It is 5 seconds left. They did not go out of bounds. Kapaa does have an able field goal kicker, but they need to stop clock.
Let's see what they do here. As my goodness, Banani-san, what a run that time on the left side. Great blocking up front.
Lahaina.
Wait, and did Lahaina just call a
timeout? Lahainaluna.
This is unbelievable. They have done Kapaa a favor here, Chaz.
I think so.
Remember, Kapaa had the time stop momentarily as they moved the chains. They incorrectly gave Kapaa a timeout. At least that's the signal that Robert Victor gave initially. Then corrected himself because apparently Lahainaluna's coaching staff did call a timeout. They do have 1 left.
Now, I just don't understand the call here from Lahainaluna. They would have had to start the clock as soon as everything is set. The chains are set. A ball is spotted at the 28-yard line after Banaliasan's run. And that, initially, you would think that would have 5 seconds left. That would have came off the clock and it would have been into the locker rooms. But I'm just interested to see why Lahainaluna called a timeout there. Now you're giving them an opportunity to add another 3 points onto the board.
Yep, remember a 55-yard kick was already made here for Lagunas Raposo. This time it's going to be another bomb. This one is going to be a 45-yarder. His long coming into this game was 48. Here's the kick. Struggles over. but it is good.
Penalty.
But a penalty flag. Let's see if this stands. It's going to be 15 on Lahaina. But do you put points off the board? Remember, the field goal will put it to 3 possessions.
I think they have a chance to just decline it, correct?
Absolutely. Yep.
I think that's going to be the correct call here.
Yeah, both teams going to the locker room here. Lahaina does not want anything to do with this first half. They are running into the lockers. Robert Victor's trying to get what Kapaa wants. I'm sure Kapaa is not going to take
Field goal
points
is
off the
good.
board.
Personal foul, leverage, defense number 21. That penalty will be enforced on the kickoff. Halftime.
Right, so we'll be enforcing the second half kickoff. It will be 26-7 here. Kapaa over Lahainaluna here. A very surprising first half of play. And then we're going to take this one into half here. A lot more to go, but Kapaa firmly in front here from Aloha Stadium.
Reminds me of my old football days.
You played football, Uncle Miano?
Really, Kaylee? I was all whack defensive back at UH, and I played 11 years in the NFL.
Alexa, is Rich Miano in the Hall of Fame?
Alexa, turn on my Fujitsu AC.
Operate your Fujitsu with Alexa.
No worries, Uncle. I still love you.
I love my Fujitsu.
All right, and welcome back here to Hawaiian Financial Federal Credit Union Field at Lowell Stadium, as we are proud to present to you here at Stadium Stars to give you this HHSAA Division II state football title action. You see the score, maybe a shock to some. Kapaa leading Lahainaluna 26-7. Ryan Nagano, Chaz Mihara, and Chaz, a lot to talk about that first half.
You know, indeed, and we in a second we're going to go over some stats and statistics, but here on the ensuring kickoff here for the Lunas.
Yep, Ituati Store there decides to squib it out of bounds. Remember, Lahainaluna was assessed a 15-yard penalty to conclude the first half.
And in the first half here for Kapaa, 8 first downs, 20 carries for 174 yards, 82 total yards passing, and that was on the arm of Mr. Davis, 4 for 4 with 2 touchdowns. So total offensively for Kapaa, 256 yards to
kick out of bounds by the kicking team. Receiving team has chosen to take the ball 25 yards from the previous spot. First down.
To Lahainaluna's 159 yards. So Kapaa really winning the battle there offensively so far.
That's right. And Kapaa, to make things matters worse for the Big Red Machine, Kapaa has the ball at midfield. Kahanu Davis, who has not missed a pass so far in this contest, came into the game only a 50% passer. He is led by, or he is met with Rhino Banasian. No, that is Baba Nao that gets the ball, and he gets 2 on the play.
And really Kapaa looking to just kind of make sure that they're gaining positive yards.
46 helmet of the defense came off by Rue. He needs to sit out one play.
We're looking at ball security here. You know, not giving Lahainaluna opportunities and chances. So they want to make sure that they're looking to hold the ball. You're going to notice they're going to hold and wait that snap count for a little bit longer.
Well, it's going to be Now there. Now has a block on the outside, and what a shoestring tackle there by Kulukulu Alani Salas there in the backfield. No gain. Well, you may actually lose one. It's going to be 3rd down.
I tell you what, that's how you tackle. That's how you teach tackling. And you look back at the replay there, he went down for the ankles, went down for the feet, and that's how you bring somebody down.
Just for people who keep track of these things, the winning team who has led at halftime has won, or they have led at halftime 11 out of the 15 Division II state title holders led at halftime. Davis one-hops this. Alapai was the intended receiver, and Lahainaluna here passes test number 1 on defense.
And, you know, I think that's what you talk about here defensively here for Lahainaluna. You're okay with giving, and I think that ball is partially tipped by one of the outside linebackers on the left side there. But that's what you talk about defensively. Hey, we got to go out there and we got to continue to execute and play the game. It's not over yet here for Lahainaluna. Still a lot of chance and opportunity. And like you said, they passed test 1 here, getting back to football and holding this Kapaa offense.
You know, trying to throw in numbers here. Rhino Banasian ended the first half with 151 yards rushing. He is already 4th all-time in Division II championship games. The all-time record is Mike Hirokawa's 217 yards for Iolani. That was done in 2005. So Kapaa, only their 2nd punt of this contest. And you got Kainalu Kailila'au there to jump.
Encroachment, defense 46. 5-yard penalty, still 4th down.
So it's going to be 4th and 5. Yeah, I'm not saying Kapaa should go for it here.
But if you want, it changes things.
If you want to fake it, right now may be a good time here, especially with a 19-point lead. Instead, it's going to be a nice high and angular kick. And it is going to take a very good Kapaa bounce inside the 10. They're going to mark it at the 6. And that is a kick of 39 and no return.
Tell you what, field position is so important. And then again, we talk about, we have this conversation all the time, Ryan, about hidden yardage, right? You talk about the returners. They let the ball bounce at the 15-yard line. They could have started there, but dude's just letting the ball drop and bounce. Extra hidden yards, about 5 to 6 yards. Now but it's going to be 11 yards because now they're back at their own 6.
Oh, very good point. And let's see what they do here. It's going to be Tejada. Tejada running hard, but he is met. Didn't have a lot of room. Ball be spotted at the 11. He will get 5.
And so they're going to continue to run their offense here. I don't think it's the time for Lahainaluna here to panic and go away from what they've done that just got them here. So this is what you're going to be seeing. This is what they're comfortable with. This is what they like to do. And this is what I think they're planning with to get them back into this game.
Yep, still a lot of ball game. It should be said that in last year's championship game, the 7 overtime spectacular, Konawaina scored 18 in the 4th quarter to bring it to overtime. 3 seconds on the play clock, and finally they get this one off. It's Irish. Irish has a receiver downfield. He has a second person, and that's intercepted. This one could go for 6. Fumbling his way inside the 10. That interception by Kaiola Lingatan. And for Kaiola, that's his first this year.
And what a first to have here in a big game like this. Now you're forcing Lahainaluna to do what they're not too comfortable with, and that's passing the football there. But you talk about defense being aggressive. Great job from Kapaa on just playing assignment football there, picking off the 6. And now it looks like they're just continuing the drive that they were just on.
Absolutely. Davis here. First and goal from the 7. I believe that's Banacion as the running back. It is Banacion. He gets the carry. Banacion headbutts his way to the 4. It's going to be 2nd and goal.
And, you know, this is where it starts to get hard as an offensive play caller because the field starts to shrink. So this is where I think not running straight up the middle is possibly the best. I want to look and see if they do a little bit more counters, a little more traps.
Well, they have 4 receivers, single setback, only 5 on the line here for Kapaa, or 5 offensive linemen, I should say. Taking this under 10 seconds on the play clock. It's going to be Banacion. Banacion fumbles the ball. Lahainaluna should have recovered this one. I think Casco got it. And the ball is right back here. An amazing turn of events in an already wild 3rd quarter.
I mean, you talk about being in a magic bullet, right? I mean, you keep spinning,
Offensive player number 56 lost his helmet on the play by rule. He needs to sit out one play.
Two different ends of the spectrum. If you're here for Kapaa, you have a great stop on defense. You get the interception. You're knocking on the door, you know. And this is a rare mistake that we've seen out of Manali Hassan here. But again, they hold him deep here in Lahainaluna territory.
Now, ball is at the 1, and I think Lahainaluna may have moved.
Encroachment, defense, number 55. 5-yard penalty, 1st down.
So again, Joshua Baltazar encroaches in the neutral zone, gives Lahainaluna a little bit of breathing room. Just a little. Again here from the Wildcat, and again, another penalty flag.
Encroachment, defense number 3 and 42. 5-yard penalty, 1st down.
So Kapaa, I think they've been doing their Christmas shopping a little early and giving some gifts over to Lahainaluna. Not only they gave up the fumble, but also 2 5-yard penalties, as now the Lunas are out of the shadow of their own end zone a little bit.
Well, they're still partially in a couple bits of the shadow there, Ryan. But certainly, right to your point there, pretty much a 1st down was given there from Kapaa.